In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, my dear friends and fellows, we are the humans and we are living here our life. That's fine, that's nice. We do have some of the resources here in this world to live our life, and we are trying to generate our resources as well. Also, some of us are very resourceful, while another some of us, or maybe many of us, are not that much resourceful at all. And we, some of us are very having, some of us, very few of us are having powers and great influence in the society as well. So then these people remain more visible because of their because of their resources, because of their powers, and because of the media, because they people are seen in the media quite frequently, quite often as well. Rather, the media is for them actually overwhelming, overwhelming of it. So the general public, the poor, the commoners, are the view that maybe we are not living here, and they people are the only one who are living here, and they are enjoying the life, and they are great, and we are like, maybe we are like subhumans. It's not the case actually. It's not the case actually. The truth is that all of us, each one of us is here. It is like it is not any bit different than an examination hall. We all the humans are here in the examination hall, and we are here for a very short span of time, very short span of time. It seems that if at all we are going to live here for 70 to 80 years, if at all somebody lives here for 70 to 80 years, it means actually that the life is too long, actually the life is not very long at all. So why am I saying this thing? Because if at all we look upon the previous life of mine, if I look upon that, if at all you look upon your previous life, and everyone else does have a glance over the previous life, it will seem that the life has all gone like a dream and nothing more than that at all. The life is very short actually. The life is not too long. The 70-80 years might seem too much, although there are very few who reach the age of 70 and 80. Most of the people, they leave this world earlier than that, and some of the people leave this world much earlier than that. So I think even those people who do live here from 70 to 80 years, they are considered lucky people. And if at all they people are the resourceful one, then they are considered as the luckier people, and they are considered like they are the only one who are living and enjoying their life. While I, as a commoner, the general public feel that as a commoner, I don't have anything else at all. So my life is not enjoyable. I cannot enjoy the life at all because I am a resourceless person, because I have this sort of problem, because I have that sort of problem, and I have that sort of problem. We are always comparing our life with the life of the other people, with the life of the resourceful people, with the life of the poor, with the life of the influential and the powerful people. And we keep thinking that my life is not good one, my life is not good. But despite all that, we don't want to leave our life at all. We do want to live as much as possible. We do want to live as much as possible. But as for those people, the powerful and the influential people are concerned, as for the powerful and the influential people are concerned, my dear friends and fellows, these people actually, these people are also having troubles in their life. It's not like everything else is going well in their life and they are free of the troubles and they are free of the problems, not at all. We do think like that, maybe only because we are not having any sort of interaction with those people, because we don't know exactly what is going on in their life. So for that reason only, my dear friends, we think that maybe we are not enjoying our life and we are not living well, my dear friends. As a matter of fact, they do have all the problems. They do have so many of the problems, so many of the complications, so many of the troubles at the same time. Although their problems are different than that of ours, our problems are different and they have different problem. Actually, each and everyone else does have a problem. It's nobody is a problem free, here in this world. but the type of problems varies and differ from person to person. But the problems varies from person to person. That is the case actually. It's not always the same at all. So one thing which is common with each and every individual, whether they are the poor, whether they are the poorer, whether they are rich, whether they are richer, whether they don't have any sort of influence at all, or they are very influential and very powerful, in each and every case the problems and the trouble, this sort of problem and trouble is with each and everyone else. The biggest one of all is the death. Nobody can escape the death at all. No one else can escape the death at all. The death is for each and everyone else, for the poorest of poor and for the richest of rich. It is for everyone else. No one else can escape the death at all. They might get a bit of extra time. They might get a bit of extra time, but they too have to die. But as per this thing of getting the extra time is concerned, it is not certain as well. I'm going to put forward a very interesting, a very important example here. I'm going to put forward a very, very important example here. The example of the life of the Commissioner Peshawar, not the Assistant Commissioner, not the Deputy Commissioner, rather the full Commissioner of Peshawar. Peshawar is a metropolitan city. Although the commissioners are posted at the divisional level, so Peshawar itself is a division, but at the same time it is a provincial capital as well. The most important division out of the whole of the KPK, out of the whole of the province. It is the most important division. And Sabzada Anis was, the commissioner of Peshawar. And the serving commissioner of Peshawar, it means actually he was a less than 60 years of age. I don't know the exact age of him, but it was definitely less than 60 years. Why? Because he was a government officer, and all the government officers actually get retired at the age of 60. And this person, Sabzada Anis, was serving as a commissioner Peshawar at that time. He came to Islamabad because his son had to fly to UK for the sake of education. His son had to fly for the UK, and he got a flight for the UK. And this family, or this person, was living there in the KPK house. KPK house, it is where the highest ranking officials stay there, and of course the public representatives, the MPs of KPK live there. Every time they travel to Islamabad, and they do live there in the at the KPK house. So this person, after letting his son fly, he was there in the Afghan Merc, near somewhere the Afghan Merkaz, in the Afghan sector. He was accompanied by a lady when they were in an apartment house. When they were in an apartment, he was in an apartment house along with another lady, an unknown lady, because she didn't belong to his family. So something went wrong there in that apartment studio, that studio flat. It was somewhere in the basement actually. It was an apartment house. It was an apartment blocks building. Something went wrong, and an explosion took place, either because of the accumulated gas over there, for maybe they have lit a cigarette. That's my own imagination actually, my own speculation. Maybe he has lit the cigarette of a tower. An explosion took place, and he got burned, as well as the lady. All the window pans and the door was, they were burned. And commissioner was running out of that house, out of that apartment building. And he was telling the people loudly that I'm a high ranking officer of the KPK government. Somehow there were fewer people, maybe one or two, who were witnessing all that, and they called the ambulance. The ambulance took both of them to the PIMS, where he was identified as Sabzada Anis, Commissioner Peshawar. He did tell them. His treatment got started over there, intensive sort of treatment, but the burns on his body were 100%, near 100%, of his body was burned. But as for the lady was concerned, maybe some 45% of her body was burnt, and there he got all the treatment. Obviously, the VIP treatment, the best possible treatment was given to him, because he was the, Pakistan is a class-based society. He was given the best of treatment available there in the PIMS, at the PIMS, Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences. Later on, maybe he was shifted to a private hospital as well. And the lady survived, but he could not survive at all. He died there with almost 100% of the injuries. So this happened to whom? This happened to Sahibzada Anis, who was the commissioner of Peshawar. It is, as far as today's story is concerned, it is meant for those people who think that the tragedy is for the poor people only. That the tragedy is not for the rich people. The tragedy is not for the powerful people. All the people, whether they are, no matter how powerful they are, no matter how influential they are, no matter how resourceful and how wealthy they are, no matter how intelligent they are, as for the death is concerned, it does not spare anyone else at all. On the other hand, as for the tragic death is concerned, this too could happen with anyone else at all. It is not only for the poor, it could happen with anyone else at all. Now, some of the people will be found saying that the rich people live longer as compared to the poor people. Look upon this person. He was definitely below 60 years of the age, because he was a high ranking government official. So for that reason, if at all he died during his service, it actually means that he was somewhere 50 plus, 52, 53, 55. I don't know the exact age of him, but I mean he died somewhere earlier than that. Dear friends, now the tragic death could happen with anyone else. Why? Because they people are very few in numbers out of the whole of the society. For that reason only, they are seen lesser, facing a death like this one. As for the commoners are concerned, we are 99%, or maybe we are 99%, 0.5% of the population. So for that reason, our deaths are, every now and then. And even the tragic deaths are so often. Even the young deaths are so often. But as for the upper class is concerned, so since they are very few in the number, so for that reason, obviously they don't die as frequently as we the commoners in the society die. So my dear friends, as for the death is concerned, death is for each and everyone else, and it is not just for the few of the people. It is not just for the poor. It is not just for the commoners. It is not just for the resourceless people. The death is for each and everyone else on the one hand. On the other hand, my dear friends, as for the tragic death is concerned, and this too can happen with anyone else at all. So this is something which must be kept in the mind before we start thinking, and before we feeling deprived that it is with the me only. It is only with the people like me only, and it doesn't happen with the richer and the upper class. It could happen with anyone else at all. It must be kept in the mind. So my dear friends, as for this life is concerned, this life is just like an examination hall, and nothing more than that at all. If at all we are thinking that we are not living and the upper class and the richer people are living, that is something absolutely wrong, and that is a kind of erroneous thinking which must be kept aside. Thank you. Jazakallah.